You get phone calls pretty quickly after you get home.
So I'm ready, send it whenever.
It's like, hey man, like, this house is empty and I need somebody to talk to.
Whether it's in training, whether it's in actual combat, just by virtue of what we do, a soldier is faced with mortality consistently.
One of my good friends, Scott, strong chaplain, he was serving in Special Forces. One of his guys came, knocked on the door, said, "Hey, chaplain, can we talk?" And he said, "Sure, come on in." Said he shut the door, and as he shut the door, he turned around and said he collapsed on his knees and just began to weep. That guy looked and saw, this is a man I can trust. I can take the medals off the chest, I can open up and go, this is what I'm dealing with. And that all began because Scott got him on a hunt.
I'm usually like the follow-up shot. Yeah.
All right, shooters ready?
Ready.
I can't even call that one.
That will make a good team. I don't know. Yeah, somebody hit it. That bird.
I think there is a restorative quality to the outdoors that God intends. There's something in us that yearns for the solitude of the wilderness. I think God can use that. I know He uses that because, I've seen it time and time and time again.
It's such a stressful occupation. And they're able to come here and just forget all of that. Conversations you get to hear them have that I'm sure they don't get to have on base is just what it's all about.
Almost got him. You know, the pace historically has been so fast that guys just didn't deal with what they were experiencing. This battle-hardened dude that's been deployed however many times, Valor Awards, just been in it. Just been in it hard. Being like, hey, I can't sleep, man. I can't. My family's having a hard time. I need some help. And that's where you're just like, all right, let's unpack this.
The chaplains that we work with, that we have the privilege of working with, they are very intentional to be where their people are. They're not sitting in an office waiting for people to come to them. They're jumping out of the airplanes with their soldiers. They could take something like a hunting trip, like a fishing trip, and they could really work it for significant relational purposes, all for the sake of the gospel, all for the sake of that soldier and their family.
Ultimately, it's what's the cost of a person's life. We want these guys that have given their lives for us to walk away from their military service whole and in one piece.
You'd be a fool to think that every soldier, when they're standing in that formation at a memorial, isn't picturing their picture up there. Because I know I am. You know, you hear these stories from command team, the first line supervisor, their battle buddy left and right, talking about the life they led, right? They talk about the things they did for the team, the things they did for the squad. And it's this real sad thing about what's gonna be missed. And those soldiers are missed. But then the chaplain gives up, and there's this glimmer of hope there in that message that, one, this person's legacy is not going away. And two, life does go on. And we can choose to you know, let this be the thing that crushes us, or we can move on with hope for the future. And I feel like the chaplains or the UMTs are the only people who can actually bring that. No one's going to buy that from a commander whose job is to send them into harm's way. No one's going to buy that from the first sergeant who's going to tell them to go back out to the front. But they'll bite that hook from the chaplain who's always been that smiling face in the formation for them.
I've got guys that are volunteering now that were former SF, seasoned warriors, and they were done with life. They were ready to punch out, and they went with their chaplain on one final hunt, and then they saw that there was something that God was calling them into.
Ready.
It works. It's such a simple concept. And then we hear time and time and time again, what started out over here with the outdoors is now over here about marriage or family. And I think, man, it's just a great honor for us to be able to come and play just a little small part